Alright. Hello, my name's Erakundi. I've been working on doing some MMD work in the past. Mainly I've been working on converting some XPS models to MMD. Right now I'm working on this Persona 1 character from which was an XPS model, which I'm converting to work with MMD. So the last thing that I'm working on is getting all of her facials to work. For XPS models, I prefer using bone morphs for the facials. As you can see, so I have like blinking and some other mouth movements that I did using a different method. Essentially, what I would do in the past is I would modify these values in here, and then I would come in here and I would check if it moved the way I wanted it to. That was getting very tedious and wasn't easy to see what changes I was making. So, and I don't like using the making morphs using the vertices with models like this, which already have fully articulated faces. You might as well use the bones. Then for objects like up here with like her eyelashes, that would become really hard to work with in vertices. So I have found a method that I haven't really seen anybody else make a tutorial on online, but how to actually make bone morphs using using the transform view. So first things first, you're going to want to pull up your model in PMX editor. Usually it'll pop up with this screen first, and it should also pop up the PMX view. If it doesn't pop up with PMX view, you can always go here and go to show model view. Once you have PMX view open, you're going to want to go to transform view. You do not want to change any bones in the PMX view, as that will permanently move the bone. What we're wanting to do is make morphs that move the bones for certain expressions. So you're going to go to the transform view or F9 key, and it should pop up this window. You'll see your model here. Make sure that you have show bones selected. If you have some bones that you're working with that are hidden, make sure that you also show hidden bones. Also make sure that you unselect vertices and only have bones selected. We don't want to move any of the vertices on the skin, as those are already connected to the bones. Then on the right here you have a list of all the bones. So this comes in handy if you're trying to select a bone, but then it ends up selecting a different bone. So like right here, I'm trying to select her lip, but it selected teeth lower. So then you would be able to go over here and manually choose the bones. Then once you choose a bone, you should be able to move it around using these arrows or these wheels. You also have the rotation wheel over here and the movement wheel over here. Make sure that you, when you click it, you go up and down, not left and right, as that's how it actually moves it. And then the last bit is whenever you make a morph, if you make it weird, you could always reset. This resets all of the bones in the face. I haven't figured out how to manually reset each bone yet. So what we're going to be going over is making the morphs. You can see, like I said, I already have some morphs over here. So when you click on one over here, then you slide it, then it'll transform to that morph. So in order to make a morph, first you're going to make sure that all of the morphs are set to 0 and that you've reset. I believe reset also sets them all to 0. Then you're going to want to come in here and start moving the bones around as you would want them. So we'll just do something simple like opening her mouth. Probably not all the way like that. Alright, so now we have it where her mouth is open. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go up to edit, and you're going to go down to add bone morph, or M. So you'll select add bone morph. It'll ask you if you want to add a bone morph in the current deformed state. You want to say yes. Then you'll see that a new morph pop up down here. You're going to see that the bones are still in the place that you transformed them to, so when you move this, it's just going to make her mouth open wider. So if you want to check that the morph is working, you're going to want to make sure you reset, and then you'll be able to move this slider, and as you can see, now her mouth opens. But what happens if you've done this and you're like, well, I want her mouth open wider, or I want her to, say, let's make her frown. So we'll make a very downturned face. So say you want her mouth to do this instead of just being open. Well, as you can see, what I did is I had the morph open, and then I had it already transformed all the way. So the bone movements from this won't merge, but we'll go over how to do that. So if you want to edit the morph, so again, I'm going to repeat it again. So you're going to move the morph that you've already made all the way to 1, and then you're going to move the bones to where you want them. So we'll have them downturned. Then you're going to want to go up here to edit and make another bone morph. So add bone morph. Same thing, say yes. And you'll see that another morph will show up underneath it. So this only makes the separate morphs. So see, morph 2 still only opens the mouth. But then if you add it with morph 3, you'll see that it now downturns the face. So but they're not together, so if I have morph 2 at 0 and morph 3 at 1, you see that it only really moves those bones. It doesn't move the bones that are also in this morph. So in order to merge them, you're going to need to go back to the PMX editor tab, so back to where this is. You're going to go to the morph tab. As you can see, we have the 2 morphs over here. You can see that morph 2 only moves the jaw, and morph 3 only moves the corners of the mouth. So in order to merge these together, you're going to want to select 1 and shift click to select the second. Then you're going to right click, and then you're going to go to join similar morph boolean. If you do morph type, it's not going to work. I tried that. You're going to want to select boolean. This is especially true if you've moved other bones in the morph that already have been moved in the previous morph. So you're going to want to go here. Alright, and then as you can see, it is now one singular morph. So we're going to go over here in this tab. So now when you move, it should move together. I did something similar to show you how I did it before. So I made Final Smile using this method. So as you can see, she can smile. And then, but I did smile base. I didn't like how small her mouth looked. So then I edited it using smile edit. And then I used that method to morph it together. And that's how I got Final Smile. Alright, so yeah, if there's any, thank you for watching. If there's any other questions, feel free to comment. And yeah, hope this is helpful.